everyone, Miss GoElectric here in beautiful Tennessee. Now, I've reviewed a lot of fat tire folding e-bikes, and they're great if you want to go on any kind of terrain, but I do find that they're too bulky and still too hard to fold. Recently, Urtopia released this Fold 1, and it's made out of carbon fiber, so it's really lightweight and it's easy to fold down. So let's get into the specifications, and I'm going to take it out for a ride. The Urtopia Fold 1 is a Class 1 compliant e-bike, which means it delivers pedal assistance at speeds up to 20 miles per hour. As with all Class 1 e-bikes, the Fold 1 does not offer a throttle. This is the rear hub motor, which can deliver 500 watts of peak power and 42 newton meters of torque. Assistance sensing is accomplished with an onboard torque sensor for a natural amplification of rider input at the pedals. The seat post integrated UL certified battery operates at 36 volts with a capacity of 7 amp hours. That is equivalent to 252 watt hours. The battery is easily removable and can be charged on or off the bike. The bike comes with a 2 amp charger, which should charge the bike from empty to full in about 3 hours. Urtopia says this combination can deliver a range of up to 40 miles at the lowest assistance setting. The Fold 1 comes in a lightweight carbon fiber frame with 2 color options, including Agent Blue and Saffron Yellow like the one I have here. There is one frame size which Urtopia says can accommodate riders between 5'1" to 6'1". The bike is exceptionally light, weighing just 29 pounds and can support a total maximum payload capacity of 220 pounds. As its name suggests, it folds down quickly, easily, and very compactly. These are Tektro hydraulic brakes with 160mm rotors. The 8-speed trigger shifter and Altus derailleur are made by Shimano. The front fork is rigid and made of carbon fiber as well. The Kenda tires are 18 inches in diameter and 2 inches wide. The Fold 1 has a full-color LCD display, but it does not have a USB port. The integrated LED headlamp, tail lamp, fenders, and rear rack are all standard. Urtopia offers a 2-year warranty. The company has a decent-sized service presence with partners across the US and also offers online support, including scheduled video calls with their technical team for troubleshooting. As I mentioned, this does not have a suspension and it doesn't have fat tires, so it's not all-terrain, but it is designed to go on pavement, and that's what we're going to take it out on today. So let's take it out for a ride now. By the way, this is my XNito helmet. It's rated for e-bikes that can go up to 28 miles per hour, and it has a winter liner, which is perfect for a day like today where it's close to freezing. So if you want to learn more about this, I'll put a link in the description below. But otherwise, let's get to riding. I like to start off my reviews with just pedaling without any assist, but to be fair, this bike is so lightweight that I don't really think I need to, because if you were to run out of battery, this is going to be a piece of cake to be able to get back to wherever you need to go. And so at least it's not a super heavy bike that you have to worry about in that regard. Well, let's start moving up into these pedal assist modes and see how this motor performs. Now I'm in the eco mode, which is that first mode, and it's colored green. And it's extremely mild as far as the power, but what I'm noticing right off the bat is obviously the torque sensor is really smooth to kick in, but it's just silent. This bike is super, super quiet. That motor, I can barely even hear it kick in. I'm going up a little bit of an incline, and even on this eco mode, it's easy as can be. Let's cross the street here. I'll bump it up into the tour mode, which is the second one, and it's indicated with yellow. And I like that they are, with the display, even though it's pretty simple, they're providing this color scheme so that I can quickly look down and differentiate without having to actually read the words. There's a little bit of a difference between the pedal assist, that second mode and the first, but seemed fairly balanced. Not too much power. Bump it up to the third smart mode.
As I push down harder on that pedal, the torque sensor is giving me what I need. Now this is a class 1 bike, so I don't have a throttle, and it can go up to about 20 miles per hour as far as the assist goes. But even right now, I'm in the 5th gear. In this 3rd mode, it feels really solid. Going uphill, no problem. Now this doesn't have a suspension, as I mentioned, and the tires are, you know, they're actually decent as far as width, and I have them fully inflated because with a bike like this, you really want to make sure you're optimizing your efficiency, especially considering that the battery is small. So the torque sensor helps with that, and so does the tread on the tire, but I feel like I could still go on like lightly packed gravel. Nice that this has a bell. Go downhill. And I really wanted to see if having a half battery, if when I get closer down towards empty state of charge, if there's going to be any kind of lag in performance, because sometimes there's, you know, less power when you get down there, and I wanted to see how this can handle it. But so far I'm really happy with the performance of this motor. It is 500 watts, so it's pretty good for a folder with this size and tires. Uphill, no problem. Yeah, I'm really liking the performance of this. Now, other Urtopia bikes that I've reviewed have a lot of app connectivity and technology, and I actually think that this is nice that this one is rather simple. And maybe one day they will offer some app integration, but I think it keeps the price point affordable. How beautiful this creek is. All right, I'm gonna bump up to that boost mode, which is the top level of the pedal assist, that 4th mode. And I'm just gonna push it and see how fast I can go. This is so easy to maneuver too with these small wheels. I'm actually gonna bump up in my, oh yeah, come across the river here. Hi. Hydraulic brakes are performing really well too. When you get up to speed, you want to make sure you can stop quick. The seat is not the most comfortable, but you can always change stuff like that out. Even with the seat post being a battery. Let's pick up the pace, see if I can get to that 20. Oh yeah, easy. And I'm at the top of the gear set. Oh, this is great. And even at full bore, it's still really quiet. Smooth shifting, and this is actually my favorite kind of shifting mechanism with the trigger, so it's a lot easier to move through. The grips here are interesting. They're like a foam material, and I actually like them. I typically like a rubberized type of grip, but it is absorbing, you know, any kind of perspiration or anything like that. And they're pretty comfortable. In my riding position, I'm leaning forward a little bit, so I am putting some pressure on there. And I'm tall, so it's nice that a bike like this can actually fit someone like me who's 5'11". And to that point, it's easy to get on because the frame is sitting lower, so I can really easily get on and off and put my leg over it. All right, well, let's head back and I'll share my final thoughts on the Urtopia Fold 1. All right, now that I've spent some time riding around on the Urtopia Fold 1, I want to share the opportunities for improvement that I'd like to see for the next revision and the positive attributes of this bike. Let's get into those improvements first. Now, this is not necessarily a big glaring negative for this bike, but it is low tech, so there's no anti-theft type of feature or any kind of GPS tracking and locating. And since this is a bike where I feel like it really shines in an urban environment, you're gonna be taking it out in a city or use it for like a last mile effort, I think that having some kind of tech would make it quite a bit better of a bike, especially considering the price point. At the very least, I'd like some anti-theft technology, but at the most, it would be great if this bike worked with the Urtopia app that they already have that's compatible with the other bikes. It has features like turn-by-turn navigation. The next improvement that I'd like to talk about has to be the battery. Now this is a 252 watt-hour battery and it's paired with a 500 watt motor. So that means if you're going full bore with that 500 watts, you can ride this for a half hour, or if you want to ride it with half of that energy, then you're gonna get about an hour of ride time. Now, Urtopia claims that this can get up to 40 miles of range, and I think that is pretty optimistic. And the competitive set actually usually offers something between 2 to 4 times as big of a battery, especially when you're considering this price point. Another opportunity for improvement has to do with what's back here. And the first thing is that the rear brake light is actually not even a brake light, it's just a tail light, so it will light up at night, but when you engage the brakes, it doesn't light up. So I'd like to see that. And the next thing is the rear rack. Now, it's great that it has the compatibility to have a rear rack, but it doesn't come with the bike, and I think at the price point, it should. The last improvement that I'd like to see is the price. Now, the original price for this is $24.99, and I think that is unreasonable. I wouldn't pay that much for this bike, but I have seen it on sale for $15.99, and that seems reasonable to me. And the reason why I think this is reasonable is because there are a ton of positive attributes, and the first one that catches my eye is the design. I mean, look at this pop of color, all these little embellishments here. I think the frame is such a unique and cool design in itself, and I really love the fact that they've taken some consideration in making the management of the cables super clean. It is probably the tidiest that I've ever seen in a folding bike, or really in a lot of bikes that I've reviewed. And the fact that they have an integrated screen on here just makes this very seamless and well thought out. This is probably the best looking folder that I've ever seen. Now, when it comes to folding, the actual folding part is really important, and they've nailed it here. It is super easy, not only because it's lightweight, but how they designed this folding mechanism. And the thing that I really appreciate is that there are magnets on the wheels, so it keeps the bike together when you fold it, and it's easy to lift it up and put it in the back of a car if you need to. And because it's so compact when it folds, when the bike was shipped to me, the assembly was basically nothing. You just unfold it and you're ready to ride. The next positive is rideability, and what I mean by that is the power delivery, how smooth it is, and how quiet it is. I feel like that this is exactly what it should be as far as its top speed of 20 miles per hour, especially when it's matched with this 500 watt motor and its 8-speed gear set. Considering this wheel size, I think the top speed of 20 miles per hour is perfect, because if you were going to go up to 25 miles per hour or something like that, it could get really squirrely. It is a very nimble and agile bike. I really like how they engineered this battery in the seat post, because you can easily unplug it and take it inside, whether you're charging it every day or for the winter to prolong its battery life. The next positive has to be the quality of this bike. The frame doesn't creak, that carbon fiber is nice and rigid, and of course, it's so lightweight, only 29 pounds. And not only that, but the shifting is really smooth out of the box, and these Tektro hydraulic brakes are really nice. The final positives I'd like to mention are the 2-year warranty and the hundreds of service locations that they have around the US. This is pretty uncommon for a small brand like Urtopia, so it's really great to see that they're offering that for their customers. Well, I hope you found my review of the Urtopia Fold 1 helpful. Look for a discount code in the video description, and please use our referral link down there, because it will really help us continue to make these reviews in the future. Until next time, drive, fly, ride. Go electric.